Hello and welcome to the Pumpkin Podcast. I am your host, Calum Beckett, and this channel is proudly sponsored by Dean of the Dead's Hot Sauces. Now today we are joined by Scare Royalty. Mr. Michael Bolton, how are you?
I am royalty, so are you going to bow to me?
We did all that off camera.
Oh yeah, sorry.
So for people who don't know, Michael Bolton is the owner of ScareTOUR and he's the founder of ScareCON as well. So we're going to delve into them further into this episode, and also Michael is going to be taking part in the wheelie hot challenge.
God help me.
Are you excited about that?
I'm quite nervous. I can see them lined up. They look good, but I am nervous.
Well, you've seen a couple of the previous episodes.
Yes.
And you've seen how other guests have got on.
Yes, I have.
So, I mean, to be fair, they've kind of kicked my ass more than they've kicked the guest's ass to start with. So I think personally, you're already one up here.
We'll see how we go.
We'll see how we go. Yeah, so we're going to do that, and then obviously after that we are also going to delve in a little bit about the industry itself and talk about Halloween this year. So let's kick it off. I want to know, because I want to know, and I've wanted to know for a while, how did ScareTOUR start?
Okay, so I started going to theme parks, riding roller coasters, doing stuff like that. And it was about 1995. I was in the IAPA, the trade convention in Florida.
Okay.
And I got given free tickets to Passage del Terror, which was then Terror on Church Street. And we went, oh, let's do it, it'll be fun. We could do this. And you have never, ever seen four men be so scared in their life. I've never done anything like this before. I've done ghost trains and whatever.
Yeah.
But
what year was this?
I think it was I said 95, but I think it was probably early 2000s.
Okay.
And I remember walking into the room, there's this Frankenstein monster, and we all know Frankenstein, and he's like,
yeah.
and we just laughed. We went, oh, look, Frankenstein coming towards us. We got halfway through the room, that bugger just ran at us. And he was a big guy, taller than me, and he just suddenly ran.
Taller than you?
Yeah.
That takes some doing.
I know, and I was like, what the hell's going on here? And it scared me because I so believed that he was Frankenstein's monster that I was safe, because he was just like, and he just ran at us. And after that, we were hooked.
And that was it, and that was the start of ScareTOUR.
And that was it. That was the start of. So I used to work for another website. I used to have other people working with us, but they weren't as involved as what I was doing. They wouldn't do what I would do, which is like, jump on a plane and go all the way to Liverpool just to do a 10-minute scare attraction.
Yeah.
So we split a few years later, and then as the UK scare attractions started building up, we built the directory and the website and the reviews, and we took it from there.
So what was the first attraction you reviewed as ScareTOUR?
The first one we reviewed was Tully's Shocktoberfest.
Tully's Shocktoberfest.
So Stuart Tully's had contacted us and saw that we were doing. So we had a listing of about 10 events around the country. He said, oh, you should come down.
Yeah.
And we went down, we did the events, and we reviewed it. And it's like, I like writing, so I did the review.
Yeah.
Then people liked the review. So then when we went to other events, people said, oh, we'd like a written review. And it just built up from there.
Right, okay. So it sounds like, since then you've been to, well,
all over the world.
Do you remember, have you got a number of how many attractions you've visited, or?
I don't count. I really don't count. I'm like one of these people, like recently a lot of people are counting the amount of coasters they've ridden.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm not that sort of enthusiast. I just love to go to as many as I can. So I've got no idea how many I've done.
But you've done a lot.
A hell of a lot.
Oh, that's fantastic. And obviously, when did you think of the idea of ScareCON?
Okay, ScareCON was after I'd done about 4 or 5 years of talking to other people, and I suddenly realised that all these attractions weren't talking to each other. They would do their own thing. So I did a tiny little event, and it was the NEC, and people were there anyway for a farm event. And I just said, well, why don't you all meet up for like 2 hours to talk about scares? And we had about 40 people on that first event, and we shared advice, we talked about stories and stuff like that, and then I realised that people really wanted to talk about it.
Yeah.
So ScareCON has just grown and grown from there. So we're now up to like 500 people coming to Alton Towers or Fort Park. It's a 2-day event now, and it's just got bigger and bigger and bigger as the whole scare industry has got bigger.
Well, I love the fact that how much the scare industry now is getting bigger in the UK, because it's huge in America. Like haunts, as they call them in America, are huge, and it's so nice to see now that more people are starting to go to scare attractions and actually enjoy them as well. But obviously at ScareCon, you've got the seminar talks, and then obviously you've got the scare ball.
Yep.
Now, a couple of years ago, you came out of the scare ball dressed as.
Oh, which one's this?
This is the one and only. There's only one. There's only one that everyone remembers.
The white suit?
No. This is when you came out dancing.
Oh, yes, of course, when I came out with the Alton Ancestors.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And after that, it's now got to the point where we have to have an entrance every year.
Spice Girls.
We've done the Spice Girls. We've done a number of different things, and we've already got a really good idea for next year. We would have done it for ScareCon 2020, but that's obviously been cancelled. But yeah, we've got the plan for next year.
Oh, fantastic. And have you actually ever designed any attractions yourself as well?
Yes, I have. So quite early on in ScareCon, I had a few people come to me and said, because you know so much about stuff. So I was the original designer of Primeval at Norfolk Dinosaur Park.
Okay.
Which is now an amazing event, and
Yeah.
do get down there if you ever can. I also designed Ghost of Christmas, which was a massive event in Glasgow. We always joke about it. It's like we came up with a twisted version of Christmas. So we had people who were getting hand-me-down dollies and they were killing their parents. We had like Santa didn't know how to build iPads, so he'd turned to the bottle and was killing people. It was the most twisted version of Christmas you could get, and it was scary and it was great fun. So yeah, I've done quite a few things.
What year was that? Do you remember that year that was?
Oh,
Was it a few years ago?
Probably about 2015. No, 2005 maybe. A long time ago.
A long time ago.
But I found that there's no point me going out and building and designing attractions, because I love visiting.
Yeah.
And we all know from, if you run an attraction, you just can't do anything over Halloween, and that's why we do ScareCon Aftershock.
Yeah.
So people who are running attractions, say maybe Stuart Tully's or anybody else who's doing an event, can actually go and visit other attractions. But I love visiting and being scared.
Speaking of visiting and being scared, what would you say if you was to say, right, when you're thinking and preparing your October schedule,
The spreadsheet of doom.
the spreadsheet of doom, what is the first thing on your list every year?
Oh, I always put in
Putting them on the spot,
big. No, that's good. I always put in. There's big events I always go to. So Tullish Oktoberfest, you can't
It's a given.
fail to have a good time there.
Yeah.
The mazes aren't always the best. A controversial comment, but they're not always the best or the scariest. But the event is amazing as a festival.
Yeah.
Dr. Fright's Halloween nights. If I've been every year since I opened 10 years ago, and if I ever didn't go to Dr. Fright's during my Halloween event, that would be my world would be over. I really love that event so much. Obviously being close to Fort Park, it's close to me, but I try to get to as many as I can.
I think you're only one of the few people that I know that are close to Thorpe Park. I mean, I love Thorpe Park, and I would be there a lot more than I normally. Well, I've been there many times, but I would go a lot more if I lived as close as you. And Thorpe Park Fright Nights, they always put on a good event, don't they?
Not always.
Trying to be nice. No, they put on a good event, but there is room for improvement most years.
They put on a good event. There's a room for improvements. Last year was amazing. They put on some really good stuff. The year before was obviously the year of Vulcan Peak. You know, we can talk about Vulcan Peak till the cows come home. It was rubbish. And I've told the management at Fort Park it was a really bad attraction, and they understand that.
I think they probably knew themselves.
I think they did. I'm surprised they opened it.
I was about to say, if you go through that, because you always go through attractions, obviously if you're producing them or running them, and you'll test them first. Now, how anyone went through that and went, yes, this is ready to open, I don't know.
I would have just said no. Let's just, for press night or even after that, I would have just closed it.
Yeah. I mean, going back to ScareCon, obviously you've got ScareCon, which is normally during the start of the summer, and then obviously you have ScareCon Aftershock, which normally takes place at the end of the Halloween season. Now, last year we held it at the famous now Horrorland.
Horrorland.
How did you enjoy ScareCon Aftershock last year at Horrorland?
I've got to be careful because I really don't want to upset anybody in the UK, but oh my God, Horrorland is amazing.
Correct.
You went there.
Yeah.
It was what a scare event should be for an event that was only in its second year.
Yeah.
The layout was perfect. The scare mazes were brilliant.
Yeah.
The sets, the costumes, the designs, the Scares teddy bear.
Yeah, the teddy bear.
High five on the teddy
High
bear.
five on the teddy bear.
Teddy
yes,
bear.
the teddy bear. If you don't know about the teddy bear, now you know.
The teddy bear scare was the best scare of
You know
not
what?
even last year, the last
I've
10
explained
years.
the teddy bear on this podcast, but I haven't explained it in depth. I've only ever said the teddy bear. If you know about the teddy bear, then you know. Please elaborate on that scare.
No.
It was so...
It won't. No, because it sounds so rubbish.
It does sound so
All I'm
rubbish.
going to say to people is a teddy bear dropped on a piece of string. But it was at exactly the right time, and the person leading the group, I was leading my group, you were leading your group.
Yeah.
And when that teddy bear dropped, I fell to the floor, and I know you did.
I did.
And I know most other people in the group did. But the teddy bear was only one, the clown and the bungee rope.
Yes,
was amazing.
it was fantastic.
The tree, do you remember the tree
The
splitting
tree
apart?
was fantastic, yeah.
And that was just in the mazes. And what I loved most about Horrorland was the mazes were great and they were really good fun.
Yeah.
But then outside, the entertainment, the street team, the shows, even like while you're having drinks and food, there was always something going on.
I think if you can compare it to anything in the UK, I'd compare it to Tully's as an all-round event in terms of what you get on the night.
Yeah.
You've got escape rooms, you've got street theatre, you've got performances, you've got mazes that are so different and unique to anything that I've personally seen in the scare industry anyway. I mean, one was the survival maze.
Oh, that was amazing.
Which is something I've never seen before, and it was just basically you were just given free roam, wasn't you, of this just like inside of a building, and there was a cage in the middle, and basically you had a glow stick around your neck. So you'd have, each team would have a different glow stick. So you'd have red glow sticks, blue glow sticks, yellow glow sticks, whatever. And your chat basically they give you, how long was it? How long did they give you?
It was only about 5 minutes.
About 5 minutes, weren't it?
Yeah.
And they put
but it felt like forever.
It felt like forever. So they give you like a 5-minute timer, and they put the timer on. All you've got to do is run away from actors. Now actors have got to get the glow stick and pull it off your neck. And if you get the glow stick pulled off your neck, you've got to go and wait in the jail.
And there were only 8 actors. There were 8 characters, weren't there? There was like a zombie guy. There was like a ninja warrior.
Yeah.
It was like characters from Mortal Kombat. But there were only 8 of them.
Yeah.
But they were everywhere.
Everywhere. And it was phenomenal. And I know I've probably gone about it a lot. And I probably Michael does as well.
I do.
It's not just that they've got a fantastic theme song as well, which I know DJ Andy plays in his Rock and Horror Show all the time. Like it's a fantastic soundtrack as well. It's the all-round event is brilliant, and it's really sad that they're only open for 6 days this year.
But even at the end of the night, so we've done all the scare mazes, we've seen all the shows. We were all tired. We'd all travelled over from England.
Yeah.
And then they were like, "Oh, you've just got to stay around for the fire and ice show or whatever they called it at the end." And all the actors from every single scare maze then did a parade down the middle of the street, and they did a massive fireworks show, all to the music. And
this was on the finale night, wasn't it?
But they do that every night.
Yeah,
that wasn't just final night.
Was
That's
it?
every night?
I
they
thought
do
it was
that.
just for the finale night. Wow. So the effort that they put into that is incredible. And props to David and his missus. What's his missus? Christina. Yeah, they've done.
And Conan the dog.
Yeah, and the Conan the dog as well. You can't knock them. And thank you very much for having us last year. We absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it. And if we can I know personally myself will be trying to get back there this year.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
It's unlikely we're going to get there this year, but next year, if you can survive this year, and we will definitely bring as many people from the UK over as we can. But they are in a very, very high coronavirus area, and they've been in lockdown a lot. So
I mean, I think we've built it up enough now for people to think we need to visit there.
It's an amazing event.
It's absolutely fantastic.
I don't know anybody who went, and there were people from attractions in Ireland who were saying, why have more UK events not come over to see this and see what's going on? And I know once I spoke to a few people, I know some large events over here have been in contact with them to find out how they were working and what they were doing. Yeah. But you can ask me later what's my favourite attraction. Hands up, Horrorland. Yeah, hands down, myself too. And I know all my team as well that went with me last year will vouch for the same. It's absolutely fantastic. So if you can get over this year and it is safe to do so, then please go and visit Horrorland. If not, and fingers crossed they are still active and going next year, touch wood, then go and get yourself over there because you will not be disappointed. So talking about this year, let's talk about obviously the elephant in the room. We've got to talk about it. Let's talk about Halloween and COVID-19. What are your opinions on how things are going to go this year? Okay, so where do you start? I don't know, where do you start? I mean, a few people accuse me of being a doubting Debbie and like being really negative about the whole thing. It's like, we cannot escape the fact that we social distancing is here for at least the rest of the year.
Yeah.
The government are not supporting theatres, they're not supporting pantomime or whatever. They're not going to support the industry. We are a fairly small industry. It's now going to be about how you can safely move people through your attraction and keep your actors safe.
Yeah.
So I think some of the larger events, like some of the big farm parks or whatever, are just not going to be able to do it.
No.
And it's very interesting that by now we're in mid-August.
Mid-August, yeah.
And all the big events haven't announced yet.
No.
Um,
What is confirmed? Because I know a few myself, but I think you probably know a few more.
There's a few smaller events have confirmed. So we've got Scream Factory, which is amazing, Psychopath, which is amazing, Scare Kingdom, which is always good fun, and then down south some of the smaller events. But what hasn't been announced is any of the farm parks. So Tully's, York Maze, Farmageddon, Howler Scream, York Maze. You know, those big events that get a lot of people through. And I think they're just really conscious of looking after their own staff, but also looking after people. The theme parks look like they're about to announce. Alton Towers and Thorpe Park are recruiting for people at the moment,
which is good. It's good.
Which is really good, but they're going to have to do things differently. They cannot do what they normally do. But the big difference is they don't suddenly have, like Tully's, they don't have 4,000 people there in a night trying to queue to get in a maze. And Tully's, like it or not, they do put large groups through at a time. I look at what Passage del Terror are doing in Blackpool.
Yeah.
They're splitting people into their individual groups, their individual bubbles, ticketed times, timed entry, and they can do that because they probably only get 200, 300 people through a night, whereas somewhere like Tully's puts 2,000 people through a night. And I just don't see how they're going to do it.
Do you think when one or two farm parks announce they are not going ahead this year, do you think the rest will follow?
I think we're going to have a ripple effect.
Do you think it's going to be a ripple effect?
Yeah. I'm not going to say what I know is going to open and what isn't, but I obviously, in my position, I do talk to a lot of large attractions, theme parks and whatever, and I know there's a lot of things are not going to open. And I think it's a game of chicken. They're all like, well, I'm not going to announce first until someone else does.
Yeah.
But there are some big announcements coming soon, and it will shock the industry.
So check out ScareTOUR for all the latest updates on what is going on in the scare industry. I personally feel that it is still... I thought there was nothing going to open this year. That was my initial thought process when all this was going on, and we were locked down in the house. Me and the missus are arguing, and everyone's stressed, and we're all together. And I just thought, you know what, this isn't getting better anytime soon. Nothing's going to open at Halloween. But you know what, it's so nice to see that there are a few places that have announced that they're continuing, and they are opening this year. You know, it's not going to be the same. It's not going to be what we used to, is it?
No.
You know, it's going to be completely different.
It's not going to be the same. We've got to be very careful with the Scare Awards next year, because if a large farm park doesn't open, we can't penalise them and not give them an award.
Well, can I ask you what you're going to do about that? What are you going to do about the Scare Awards next year? If obviously
we're going to wait until we find out what's going to open. We may have to roll it into a 2019-2020 award and roll them that way, or we come up with different awards and different ways of doing it. But we need to see what's going to open. It's going to be hard, because I think there are some attractions that, from a safety point of view, have decided they're not going to open. I personally, this is controversial, I think there are some attractions that are just going ahead, what the hell, and they think, oh yeah, we'll be fine, Corona will have gone by then. And what I don't want to do is go there and be scared and then give them an award, but they've actually opened irresponsibly.
So you're in quite a tough predicament then?
Yes.
Have you had this discussion with the other ScareTOUR team, or...?
We've all been talking about it, but we've all said we're not going to make a decision until after Halloween. We'll find out what mazes have opened and what haven't opened, and then take it from there.
Speaking of ScareTOUR, so Michael brought me this fantastic looking face mask or face cloth? How you?
It's a face covering. That's what the government call it. Isn't
face
it?
covering.
Face
What's the
covering.
political name? So face covering. So do you want to tell people where they can get one of these if they want one?
Yeah, we've got a few of these available at www.scaretour.co.uk. Being modelled by Calum here. They're you have to. As I said earlier, nothing is going to change this Halloween. There are going to be absolutely no changes to the social distancing rules.
No.
You are going to have to socially distance. You are going to have to wear a mask. You are going to have to sanitize your hands before you go into an attraction. And what was interesting, I don't know if you saw Fright Nights in the Jungle NI in Northern Ireland. They actually said on their website, we will not be able to scare you as much as we did last year. We will not be able to, our actors will not be able to get as close. And I think we need to see that at places. So if any major theme parks are going to open, they know that we can't get close. You know, this is about as close as we can get. We're socially distancing here, and you know, we've taken all precautions, but it's very difficult to scare someone this far apart. You know, I can, if I get any closer to Calum, I'm breaking the rules. So the parks are going to have to be clever. They're going to have to be invested in doing something different. And I've watched what the American parks are doing, and a lot of them are saying, "Oh, put a perspex screen between the people. That'd be fine."
That was a fantastic American accent.
Yeah, but it's not going to work, because if you're walking through a really beautiful maze, like say the attic at Alton Towers,
Beautiful maze,
and you suddenly see a piece of perspex screen, you're going to go, "Oh, someone's going to come out and jump out on me." And our rules are very different at the moment. We still cannot put makeup on people. So if you're running an event, the actors have to put their own makeup on. You can't get close. You can't do anything, and it's not going to change.
No. And what I think some attractions are going to struggle is the new attractions this year that I personally think are taking a big gamble by opening this year. I know Screenfields. I've said it, I think, on our first episode, that I think Screenfields are taking a big gamble opening this year with this situation.
Yeah, there's Screenfields and there's Kent Showground down by us. On Kent Scareground.
They're run by
the team behind Madhouse Margate. We've done their events before. They were amazing, but they are very good at close-up scares. But the one thing they've got is they are building and designing in a COVID world.
Okay.
So they can design the scare actors to be, they can make corridors where the scare actors are always a metre apart or 2 metres apart. The problem we've got, and we did the survey on ScareTOUR, is if you take somewhere like, say, the Cellar at Tullish Oktoberfest, lots of things hanging down, lots of plastic curtains you have to go through. The Pie Factory at Tully's has got like body bags that you need to push through. Anything that you need to touch, anything with a claustrophobia tunnel, you can't do it because you cannot clean it. So if you go through in the first group and I come through 2 minutes after, I'm touching where you've touched. So
these are the things that people have got to take into account, and that's why I think people are going to struggle to do it this year. And if they are going to do it, it's not going to be anywhere near what they want it to be.
It does give people the chance to be imaginative and clever, and we know over here in the UK, compared to the American haunts and the way they do things, they're all about, oh, let's spend $10,000 and have a big animatronic that just goes, Well, we could, for $10,000, we could get 100 actors to really scare you. Really do stuff. And it will drive people to be imaginative, but they've got to be careful, and we don't know whether there's going to be a second spike anywhere. I mean, we're up north at the moment, you know, without speaking out of turn, I nearly didn't come here because of all the lockdowns that are happening locally.
We're not in a lockdown where I live.
No, we're not in a lockdown here, and we are staying socially distant. But if you had been based in Manchester, I wouldn't be able to come here, and we wouldn't be able to do this talk. And if you're a scare attraction and you're in an area like Blackburn or somewhere like that suddenly has to go shut down, you can't have people come to your attraction.
No, that's what I mean. It's going to be really difficult, especially people are investing money into attractions this year, and then people don't know what the situation is going to be like come October. Come 1st of October, the government might say, right, for example, Blackburn, you're in a lockdown now for a month. Scare Kingdom plan to open and invest loads of money. What are they going to do? And that goes for any attraction in an area.
It goes for anyone, and what I've said before is I think a lot of attractions are thinking, I would rather not make a profit this year than actually make a loss. So what is the point of building and designing? And we know scare attractions are expensive, you know, from putting on Scream Camp, they're not cheap.
No.
And putting on an attraction in your own right and having that gamble that you're going to get shut down at any one point. And you've got the local lockdowns, and then say I was building an event and then I suddenly got COVID on the day before we opened, I would have touched everything in that attraction. So responsibly, I should close down. And I'm concerned.
Do you think for the scare attractions that are opening this year, they're going to put in test and trace?
They have to. That's the only way. I think some of the attractions that I know are going to open, they have to put in test and trace. It's the law. I can't go to a shop. Well, I can go to a shop at the moment, but I can't go to a pub or a restaurant or anywhere without test and trace, or track and trace. They may not test people, but my concern is the people who like going to scare attractions are not old people like me. You know, I'm over 50. It's a lot of younger people that it's clear from watching the media, the younger people have got a more laissez-faire attitude towards the coronavirus and what's going to happen.
Because a lot of thing about the younger generation as well is they're big into the conspiracies and stuff as well, which you tend to find, you know, and I think that plays a big factor in my opinion as well for people's opinion on how they deal with it and how they go about things. But let's not go too much into politics, so we could probably end up
we could be here all night.
But yeah, good chat. Yeah, so anyone that is planning on opening this year, good luck to you. We'll come and support you. Do things safely. And like I said, for the people that aren't opening this year, we will be back next year supporting you, and we will be lining your pockets, because obviously we love what you do and we love what you create. So
absolutely. And talking about supporting people, so there is a campaign at the moment called Save Our Scares.
Yep.
Which, okay, we're not going to be able to lobby the government. We're not going to make any changes. But for those who are able to open sensibly and safely, do go out and support them. Don't write Halloween off. There's a lot going on. Scare attractions, escape rooms and whatever. And everyone's hurting. Everyone is losing money at the moment. So they need support from everyone.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, there is a Facebook page for Save Our Scares. So if you search Save Our Scares on Facebook, you'll be able to join that group, and it's just support the industry. And more information on that is on their Facebook page. Happy?
Indeed.
Fantastic. Now it's time for the Wheelie Hot Challenge. Frankie Lee, would you do me a favour and grab me 2 plates from downstairs? Thank you very much. Frankie's going to grab some plates. I'm just going to grab the big wheel and put it on the table.
And I'm going to start panicking.
And Michael's going to start panicking. So let's do this. It went on very smooth last time. Let's see how we go on this time. There we go.
Microphone.
We're all right. We're good. Okay. So we're on. So Frankie Lee can tell me how it's positioned. This is exciting. 1 second, babe. Thank you. Babe. There you go, Michael.
Thank you.
Okay. So, the rules of the Wheelie Hot Challenge are as follows. So, what's going to happen is myself or Michael is going to spin the wheel. Now, whatever the wheel lands on, there's a different name source. Now, each source is themed to a different horror movie. Each source as well goes up in spices. So you've got, for example, the word sauce, which is just 1 chili. And you go all the way up to 6 sauces, which is the Exorcist as well. So what we're going to do is between each spin, we're going to ask Michael a question. He's got to then answer that question while his mouth's on fire, which makes it more difficult to answer. You can go into depth in the answers if you want to. Andy did that on our last episode, just to try and cool his mouth down. So try and not... Andy's in the corner of the room as well. Hello, Andy, how are you?
Not too bad.
Fantastic. Right, so what we'll do, we'll start, you know what? Should we start off with a spin?
Go on then.
Go on then. I'll let you spin, yeah. Please, I'm an exorcist. Oh! Nagamare. Did a few practice spins before, and it landed on there as well.
What level is Nagamare?
Nagamare is 3. So you're starting off in the middle. So I grab myself a chip. Okay. There we go.
That's quite a lot of hot sauce.
You know what? I'll let you pour yours on. I'll let you pour yours on.
Oh, so we're both having the same.
Well, it's up to you. If you want to. Oh, he's going for it. He's going for it. He's going for it. Right. Cheers.
Well, cheers.
This is lovely. But it's really spicy.
Mmm. Quite fruity.
They're all fruit based.
Okay.
So this one is Naga chilies with peach, mango, and pineapple.
Okay.
That's got my tongue. Okay, so question 1. We already touched on this. I think we touched. No, we didn't. Did we touch this before? No, we didn't.
I'll ask it anyway.
What was the first attraction you ever visited?
It was Terror on Church Street in Florida.
Terron Church Street in Florida.
Yeah.
Good?
Amazing. It was like Passage del Terror. Very similar scenes, and look out for, we will have an interview with a lot of the original cast from from Terror on Church Street on ScareTOUR very soon.
Tune in to ScareTOUR.co.uk.
Yes.
Exorcist, come on! Oh, we got, oh, you're lucky.
Sauce.
Oh, you got the bottom one. So this one, where are we? Here we go. Is one chili. Just one.
I like that last one. That was nice.
Beautiful, isn't it?
Mm.
Let's see how this comes out today. Oh, look at that. Just give it. You gotta give the bum a bit of a bash. Oh, you don't? Oh, it's coming out.
You don't.
Look at that. Happy days. Cheers. This one's got jalapenos and apples in it.
Nice.
They're nice as well.
That's a good one.
I tell you, Michael, they're all beautiful. However, they get hot. That's the bottom one. That's what's got jalapenos in it. Beautiful. Right. Question number 2. What is your favourite attraction you have ever visited? Ooh. Ooh.
Gosh.
Ooh. Oh.
I think my first one will always stand out. The first time you walk into any scare attraction and realise, oh my God, what is this entertainment? What's going on? But I think I've got 2 favourites and they're both in the same place.
Okay.
The Sanctuary at Alton Towers was just so clever.
Okay.
I loved the maze, I loved the storytelling. It wasn't the scariest maze. I loved the story, I loved the characters, I loved everything that was going on. But my first experience in Subspecies,
Ah, right, okay.
just, I wasn't expecting it. So Alton had said to me, we're doing a more extreme maze.
Yeah.
I was not expected to be separated, grabbed, pushed in different directions. I am, despite what a lot of people believe, I like full contact mazes. I like being touched. I like being grabbed. As long as it doesn't hurt me or is forceful, I love that. The breakdown between...
The breakdown.
Yeah. I mean, we can all just go, and scare people. But when someone's actually touching you, it breaks the fourth wall. And Biometrics at Broadwich Hauntfest did that. They had 6 mazes that were all non-touch. And you went to the last one and they just didn't tell you. So you'd gone through 6 mazes where you were like, you can't touch, you can't touch.
Yeah.
And they went to the last one, they just didn't say the words. So you just assumed they can't touch.
Yeah.
And you went in and they were picking people up physically. I mean, yeah, just moving people around. And the only other one I'm going to mention is Fort Amherst. First time we went in Fort Amherst, I was picked up and put in a coffin. They put me in a coffin, they slammed the lid and they sat on top of it.
Have you seen what he's done here? He's mentioned 4 attractions.
I have.
So I'm going with the most positive answer there. Subspecies.
So, yeah, Subspecies.
Spin the wheel. Oh no! Oh, so close. Jeepers, creepers.
Where'd you get those
peepers? Right, where are we? Jeepers. There we go. So this one is 5 chilies.
Whoa.
So this one is the second to last hottest.
I just want to say it's really hot in this room.
It is really hot.
So if we've got a bit of a sweat on, it's because it's actually really hot in here and it's a hot day of the year.
Very hot tonight.
These sauces are amazing.
They are fantastic.
I was promised a bottle of sauce when I leave, so I'm going to have to make a choice of which one I'm going to take.
Dean, your sauces are fantastic.
They are amazing.
DeanOfTheDead.com. Go and head over there, get your sauces because they are absolutely fantastic. Cheers.
Cheers.
5. That's so nice. Carolina Reaper peppers with strawberries.
Strawberries?
Mmm.
Mmm. We have to taste the
You got it?
sweetness. Yeah.
They're all fruit based. All of them.
All fruit based.
Fruit based. Question 3. What's your favourite character you've ever encountered in a maze / attraction?
Easy, Dr. Kelman.
Dr. Calum. Spin the wheel. No hesitation there. Oh, sauce again.
Sauce.
So you're getting lucky. Why does nobody get The Exorcist? say that, I've just jinxed it now, haven't I?
Yeah.
I've definitely just jinxed it.
You've got sauce left on your plate.
I know. It just fell off a little bit before.
Oh, it just fell off. There's some excuses coming from Calum tonight.
I'm sweating. Oh.
I don't know what we're having.
I've got more than Bolton.
Oh, yeah, but
Look. Oh, he's scooping it.
I'm scooping up.
I'll scoop this up then as well. Cheers.
Look.
Oh, look. No messing. Ah, my tooth. No messing about. Right. Question 4. If you could build a scare maze, what would the theming be? I know you've built mazes.
Mm-hmm.
However, take them out of the equation. Now.
I would probably replicate what I did with Ghost of Christmas because it was so different. It was taking what people know and doing something different with it. So we've all done zombies and whatever, and Sanctuary was good because it came across as a different maze. Would it be wrong to do a coronavirus one? It's difficult, isn't it? Because a lot of people have died.
I think you could probably do a coronavirus maze in a few years, once it's all gone and died down with. I think any time over the next couple of years, I think you'd be.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because the London Dungeon can still do things about Jack the Ripper who murdered loads of people.
Correct, and the plague.
But a few years ago, G&G Entertainment wanted to do the House of Sutcliffe, which was going to be based on the Yorkshire Ripper, which was in my lifetime, and they got a load of grief for it. So there is an amount of time you have to leave before you start talking about.
So probably in about 20 years.
Yeah.
Fire away, spin the wheel.
Spin the wheel. Oh, you're going to stop it in a minute.
You know
Sauce
what?
again.
Spin it again. If you get 2 in a row, you spin it again.
Are you making the rules up as you go along? Guest choice. Exorcist.
Oh, wait.
Oh
Yeah. Exorcist.
The Exorcist.
Right,
Come on, let's do
okay.
it.
Look at Bolton going for it. Here we go. Where are we? The Exorcist. So take a look at that, everyone. The Exorcist, 6 chilies. This is an afterburner. So I'll let you see how much I put on mine, and then I'll let you decide.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
How much you want to put on yours. If anyone thinks I'm weird for looking down to the right side, Frankie Lee's just sat at the bottom right side of his camera.
There we go. Sequel.
Right, that's equal. You ready?
3, 2, 1.
Cheers. This is an afterburn, it'll get you in a minute. Well, not at first.
So what's in that? That's tasty.
Isn't it? This has got pear with Carolina Reapers. The Carolina Reaper.
Not just any ordinary Carolina Reapers.
That's what it's got in it. Oh man. Right, come on. What's an attraction or event you really want to visit? You probably visited them all. The retreat.
Yes.
The retreat.
Actually, I'm really looking forward to the retreat. Yeah.
Right, spin.
I'm sweating.
Oh, Nagamare.
Nagamare.
You know what? Nagamere's lovely. Where is it? Right, here we go. Right, let's speed up. Oh, not that one.
I haven't even had to break up my secret weapon yet.
Your secret weapon?
I've got my secret weapon under the table. You might have to have my secret weapon.
I might have, yeah.
We having a hot Indian after this?
Yeah, I'm going to have a chicken korma. Cheers. Here we go. Come on, close. Right, question 6. What's your go-to Halloween costume?
Zombie.
Zombie.
Or smart suit. You know, I've bought a few more suits.
Is that Nagamare again?
Yeah.
That's 2 in a row. We can't do it 2 in a row. Twice in a row. Spin it again.
Just starting to build up now, isn't it?
Oh, we've not had this. This one.
Scoville.
Periscope activity is the one that booted my bum. See, he's going for the. He's finished his whole. I'll have you know, he's finished a full pint of water, and I've only had this much. And the tissues are. Ooh. Right, Periscope. Okay, get a chip. There's chips everywhere. Okay.
Ooh, that's a lot.
No messing about. This is absolutely lovely. If it gets to the back of your throat, Mr. Bolton, it will kick your bum. Cheers.
Cheers, got a big one.
I won't do things by half on here. I could give myself a little dab, but...
Oh, it's a barbecue sauce.
No, not this one. Texas Chainsaws barbecue. This is ghost chilies with blueberries. Number 7, what's your favourite scary movie?
Scream.
Oh, yes, Bolton, what a shout that is. Spin the wheel. Mine as well. You know, if it gets Exorcist now, it'd write me off. Oh, okay. Ooh! Guest choice.
Exorcist.
What's he trying to do to me? Oh my god.
I must admit, I'm really hot, but...
Oh. Where is it? Let's see here. There you go.
The sounds coming from you are hilarious.
This feels better when I'm doing this. Right, cheers.
Cheers.
It's all over my fingers. It's everywhere. I can put it on my jeans. I don't care. Question 8. How long
Don't
have
touch your eyes.
How long have you been in the scare industry?
20 plus years.
This one's on guest host again. Texas Chainsaw.
Chain.
Have you had this
that.
one?
No, I
This is
don't know.
beautiful. This is the barbecue one.
Oh,
and
bring
this
it on.
is 2 chilies. So this might cool my mouth down a little bit. This one that cooled your mouth down a bit, Andy.
I felt it did. It was probably my favourite one by far.
This is really nice.
I love barbecue sauce, so...
Cheers, boys.
Oh,
Stunning, isn't it? This is
Chipotle.
Chip,
What did he call it the other day?
Chipolata.
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 Do you know what chipotle is?
Mm-mm.
It's a cooked jalapeno.
Oh, is that what it is?
Or jalapeno, yeah.
Alright. Here we go.
You roast a jalapeno, it becomes chipotle.
Okay. Animatronics, yes or no?
If used correctly, but generally no.
Okay, spin the wheel. Scoville.
Scoville.
Which one have we not? I think we've got all of them.
How many questions have we got?
One more.
Okay.
Come on. Let's get on.
Oh.
Cheers. Cheers, Michael.
Cheers.
Question 10. What's been your favourite ScareCon location? Do you want to say?
I love Alton Towers because it's been, everything's been connected and everything. But I really enjoyed Margate.
I love Margate.
Yeah. Margate was a great event.
However, Fort Park. I love Fort Park.
Well, we'll be back at Fort Park in 2021 on the 11th and 12th of May 2021. Tickets are available now. www.scarecon.org. There
you go, and that's how you do it. So that was the wheelie hot sauce.
Can we do more questions?
Yeah. Why, just to see me suffer?
Yeah.
We'll do some off camera. You know, I might have a vindaloo. No, I'm not had a chicken korma. Michael, that is it. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, have you enjoyed yourself?
I really enjoyed it, and I love those sauces.
They're fantastic, aren't they?
Yeah.
So like I said before, head over to Dean of the Dead's website to get all your sauces. They're at a fantastic price. They're absolutely beautiful. We ain't just saying that. They
are amazing.
Fantastic. They go away with any sort of food in curries or anything like that. But yeah, thank you again for watching. Please go over and follow us on all our socials at Pumpkin Podcast on Facebook, at Pumpkin_podcast on Twitter, and just at Pumpkin Podcast on Instagram. We'll be back next week with an interview with Mikey from ScareTrack. He is the next person who will be on the show. But again, thank you, Mr. Bolton.
So before we leave, can we do one more shot of Exorcist?
Oh my God. You know what?
Go on.
We'll do it and then we'll cut the camera. Right, let's go. Should we fill it up?
Yeah, let's go for it.
You know what? I've been beaten again, haven't I? Have I been beaten again?
Yeah.
I've definitely been beaten again.
You started this.
Look at the difference, Michael.
Cheers. I've got loads.
Cheers. Oh, I hate you. You've been watching the Pumpkin Podcast. We'll see you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.